Hello and welcome to Only Connect, the toughest series of questions anyone's ever had to face that hasn't resulted in an academic qualification or a jail sentence. Joining me to not get a PhD or go to prison, not tonight anyway, I can't answer for the future, are on my right, Douglas Thompson, a science fiction fan who speaks Anglo-Saxon and flirtatious French and once received a massage from a lord. Khurram Rashid, an enthusiastic guitar and violin player who once got lifted off his feet during a blizzard in Copenhagen. And their captain, Mark Seeger, an accomplished linguist who was once mistaken for a member of the Pet Shop Boys by a group of Japanese tourists. United by a yearning for Europe, they are the Europhiles. Welcome to the semi-finals, Mark. How have you been preparing for tonight's game?
We've been trying to learn all of the remaining facts ever, and we've just found that they've been far more than we were expecting.
You are facing tonight on my left Stephen McIntosh, a music fan with an interest in German board games who fell off the Only Connect set during his first heat. Anne Harrison, a Cambridge graduate who was involved in a car crash on top of Mount St Helens and bumped into Norman Wisdom on a ferry. And their captain, Chris Howlett, a keen amateur dramatist who has sung a choral work atop the highest peak of Maui. United by a passion for programming, they are the software engineers. Lovely to see you back here, Chris.
Thank you.
How have you found your Only Connect experience?
We've had a great time and we're really pleased to have got this far, so we're just going to sit back, relax and enjoy the game.
That's the spirit. I thought tonight we'd start with round one. What do you think? What's the connection between four apparently random clues? Europhiles, you won the toss, you'll be going first. Please choose an Egyptian hieroglyph.
2 reeds, please.
2 reeds. What is the connection between these apparently random picture clues? Here's the first.
Less than a G. Next. OK. That just seems a bit obvious. That's Denmark.
Yeah, that's definitely Denmark.
Do you want to take another one? Oh! Is it weight? Measure?
Oh, yeah.
But what's the exact connection there? It's not a sequence. Next. That's Bangladesh. Should we just say it's flag? OK. It's the last letter of the country that the flag belongs to.
You know I'm not going to take that, don't you? So I'm going to show the fourth clue to the software engineers for a possible bonus point. I can't give you long. No, you're not seeing it. This is what's so specific about those letters. Those are the only countries whose names end with those letters. Luxembourg is the only one ending in G, Denmark the only one in K, Bangladesh in H, and Iraq the only country that ends in a Q. So no points there, but engineers, your turn to choose a question.
Lion, please.
Lion. The music question. You seem delighted. What is the connection between the clues you're going to hear? Here's the first.
Do you know what it's called? Next.
Sorry to disturb you.
Oh, that's Carrie doesn't live here anymore.
I was in the neighborhood. About a friend and her picture, could you take
Next.
a look? The trouble starts out.
I started by Europhiles. Prodigy. Prodigy, sorry. Prodigy started at Carrie doesn't Prodigy has something. I don't know. Get the next one. Next.
I'm the kind of guy who never used.
Prodigies.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. So your bonus chance, Europhiles.
Have they been restricted by or banned by the BBC?
They have not. I don't think Cliff Richard's Carrie is really going to get banned by the BBC. He's not hugely controversial, Cliff Richard. Yes, Carrie, we heard by Cliff Richard, Firestarter by the Prodigy. That last one, I was smiling. That was a Kenny Lynch cover of a Beatles song. There's Chutzpah for you. Misery, that was the song. And the first one was Insomnia by Faithless. Have you got it now?
Stephen King.
Stephen King. The songs share their titles with the titles of Stephen King novels. OK, Europhiles, your turn to choose.
Eye of Horus, please.
Eye of Horus. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
OK, bandwidth, relative to frequency. Is that something that relates? OK. What's bandwidth? What's the measurement of it?
Relative frequency.
Yeah, what's the measurement? Like frequency's hertz. Next. We say Godzilla. Oh, they all things. Next one. Next. Editor. No, you know that was.
Might be on.
No. Next. Well, that's Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Quincy Jones.
3 seconds.
Jones.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. Engineers, do you want to go for a bonus?
GZ.
No. I am looking for letters, but what I want to hear is the letter Q. Bandwidth relative to frequency is the letter Q. That's how its own quality factor it's short for. The giant lizard over New York, not Godzilla, but an incarnation of Quetzalcoatl in that terrifying film Q, the Winged Serpent. Knowing that, I think you were aware that Quincy Jones was the producer of Thriller. Who might have been the first editor of the Oxford Book of English Verse?
I don't know.
Sir Arthur Quiller Couch. Software engineers, your turn.
Horned Viper.
Horned Viper. What is the connection between these apparently random clues? Here's the first.
I don't know.
Murder of a Dragon, maybe. I don't think any more.
Next. Motivations or something, that would be Klondike? Potentially Klondike. Do we want to go on?
Yeah.
Next. No.
Klondike, I think.
Do you want me to take a punt or should we try for the last clue? See if we get something.
See last play, go on.
Next. Nursery rhyme. No, it's not going on.
3 little
Old
pigs.
maid, I think. Old maid.
How dare you? Oh, sorry, that was your answer. No, not it. Not it, I'm afraid. Europhiles. Do you want to go for a bonus?
You wanna go for this one?
Spider.
Not the answer either. Three Blind Mice. Three Blind Mice is the Agatha Christie radio play that was then published as a short story. It is a version of Patience or Solitaire. The opening credits of Dr. No, you know, the three apparently blind assassins, because they're not blind at all, and the nursery rhyme, Three Blind Mice. That was it. OK, Europhiles, you have your own question now. Which is it to be?
OK, Twisted Flax, please.
Twisted Facts. And what is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Tom's. Next. Does Jamaica, Kingston, and what's the capital of St Vincent? Kingston.
Oh, yeah.
Next. Pi and Phi. Oh, it's with an extra. It's the same thing with an extra letter. Okay, their names are all the. Well, the name of the second one in each case is the name of the first one plus one extra letter inserted into it.
At last, some points coming in after 3 clues. You're going to get 2 points. You add 1 letter to get the second thing in each case. Can you talk me through the clues?
The detectives in The Adventures of Tintin are Thompson and Thompson. The capitals of Jamaica are Kingston, and we're not sure what the capital of St Vincent is.
Have a guess.
Kingston.
Kingstone.
It's Kingstown. Kingstown.
Right. The Greek letters are Pi and Phi.
Pi and Psi.
Psi, sorry.
And what about these elements?
Oh,
Erbium and
Erbium and terbium, that's what they are. All involve adding 1 letter to get the next one. Very well done to you. OK, software engineers, your chance to get some points before the end of the round. The water question is yours. What connects these clues? Here's the first.
hit a golf. It had a little shepherd on it.
Next.
I have no idea what that is.
No, that doesn't
I know
matter.
everything about Apollo 14. First successful after something failed.
Next. Good. Well, we could get Kempis. That was that the Shakespearean chap? They must have lasted a certain amount.
Apollo 14, what was it called?
Next. They all lasted 9 days.
You're not going to finish the round without a point. They all lasted 9 days. Thomas Kemp, the actor, apparently spent 9 days Morris dancing from London to Norwich after an argument with Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant response to an argument. I tend to break things. Morris dancing to Norwich. It's definitely what I'm going to do next. But that's it. You get the point. All lasted 9 days. So that's the end of round 1, and the Europhiles have 2 points. The software engineers have 1. On to round 2, the sequences round. Europhiles, you'll be going first again. Which hieroglyph would you like?
Twisted flax, please.
OK, this time, of course, I want to know what is the 4th in a sequence. You're going to see some picture clues. Here's the first.
All right. Next. That's sort of the bird, isn't it? I think. Next.
That's the Kernovis giant.
Right. Okay. So, do you see any connection here? So, Grim says that first one's Jesus in the Ark.
It could be at the traditional a big statue of Jesus.
Jesus. I'm not seeing anything.
3 seconds.
A supergiant star.
Not the answer. Software engineers, you've got a bonus chance.
All the saints.
No, it wouldn't be all the saints. That athlete is Anne Packer. So if you think Saint Packer Giant, does that do anything for you? No?
American football.
Their NFL team.
Winners of the Super Bowl, and the next winners after the Giants, the Ravens. So we've got a picture of that chap from the children's TV series Raven.
I grew up next door to Anne Packer, and I'm astonished that I didn't recognise her.
Did you really?
Yes.
That's
This could
amazing.
be.
No, because I did think, I'm not sure these young teams will recognise Anne Packer, but I wasn't thinking she'd lived next door. Anne Packer, your old neighbour. It would almost have been unfair, if you'd got the point. Software engineers, back to you to choose a question.
Eye of Horus, please.
Eye of Horus. What would be the 4th in this sequence? Here's the first.
Yeah, next. Understory. What things is it going to be ceiling?
Could it be floor again?
I don't know. Should we take the next? Next.
Roof, maybe. If it's going upwards.
Do you want me to try ceiling?
I've got to try something.
Ceiling.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. So Europhiles, another bonus chance emerges.
Roof.
Roof, not the answer either. These are layers in a rainforest. And we're going upwards, and above the canopy, you get the emergent layer, the trees that are coming up through the canopy. Europhiles, your chance to choose.
Horned viper, please.
Horned viper. What would the next one be in this sequence? Here's the first.
So that's 97 to 2000. Next. With Carling, that was early 90s. That's rugby. Next. So it was when they took over from someone rather than being officially appointed. So, 87. In anything. What? 87. There must be. Yeah. What?
3 seconds.
87. George H.W. Bush.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. Software engineers, do you want to have a go for a bonus point?
We're completely blank.
No, well, I told the question editor that if anybody got this, I'd give him £12.
Only 12?
Tony Blair as PM, years 1 to 3, that would be 97 to 99. Will Carling as England captain, years 1 to 4, that would be 88 to 91. John Major as PM, 90 to 93. Can you see what I'm getting at?
93 to 95.
Not quite. Do you know what it is over there?
90 to 92.
It's 92 to 95, but what is it?
It's the FM frequencies of BBC Radio 1 to 4.
That is it. Radio 1, Radio 2, Radio 3, and we want to know something that shares its numbers with the frequency for Radio 4, 92 to 95. For example, the Premier League, years 1 to 4. OK, software engineers, what would you like?
Lion, please.
Lion. What would be the 4th in this sequence? Here's the first.
Is that what you can make in the coinage bags?
It's the 10.
So, as in if you pass 5p's and 5p and 10p, you can give a
5p and 10p is a pound.
20p and 50p is how much can you give £4 and £2?
10 or 20.
£20?
I think we need to get another one to see.
Next, please.
Yes.
Yes. Do we think
So
£1
it's
and
what
£2 is
it's
£20?
I think it might be more. No, £20.
£1 and £2 equals £20.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. So I'm going to show the third in a sequence to the Europhiles.
No, that's what they said.
I need an answer.
£1 and £2 equals £50.
Not the answer either. What did you think the connection was?
I think it's the amounts you are allowed to pay into a bank in a coinage bag.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, almost, yes. It's the amount with which you're allowed to pay a debt for it to be legal tender.
Right.
But once you get to £1 and £2, the answer is unlimited. But when you're using 1p and 2p coins, if you try and pay a debt of more than 20p, the person is allowed to say no, they don't want it because it's not legal tender. All right, Europhiles, last choice of the round.
2 reeds, please.
2 reeds. What is the fourth in this sequence? Oh, Lord, good luck. Here's the first.
What Dios means called? Next. God is Spanish. Yeah, that's women. Is that God in Spanish?
No, it's not.
It's women, isn't it? Donna is women. God, women. Is it God, women, wine and soul? Or do you want to see the next one?
Yes.
Next. God, women, men. God, women, men. Oh, yeah.
3 seconds.
Men. Angels in English.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. So, engineers, do you want to go for a bonus point?
It's a word for men that's 7 letters long in a foreign language, but I'm blanking on one.
Right. There is a quote from the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, which is, "I speak Spanish to God, Italian to women, French to men, and German to my horse." So I wanted to hear, of course, mein Pferd, the German for my horse. Horrible. Welcome to the semi-final. OK, software engineers, you'll all be relieved to hear there's only one question left. Let's get through it as best we can. It's the water question. What is the fourth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Order of operations.
Austin powers. Next. Oh, powers, principalities. It's the...
Angels. And something, no principalities, no powers.
Do you think it's angels?
We might as well have one set.
I think I'll take next first.
Okay.
Next, please. Archangels. Angels, archangels, principalities. Yes, I think. Angels.
Once again, at the last minute in the round, you come in for the points. The answer is angels. Quite amazingly, Europhiles, on the last question, you guessed angels in English might be the answer, and it wasn't, but it is now. Absolutely bizarre. Yes, this is the hierarchy of angels going backwards. So angel is your sort of entry-level angel. Very well done. So that means at the end of round 2, the Europhiles have 2 points, the software engineers have 3. I know what you're thinking. This episode is just too easy. The teams are scoring too highly. It's silly. How can we make it more difficult? With a connecting wall. OK, software engineers, it's your turn to go first. Would you like lion or water?
Lion, please.
OK, you've got 2.5 minutes to solve this horrible lion wall. Good luck with it. Your time starts now.
Okay.
So we'll call negative things said on the radio.
Also, Roger, 5x5.
Okay, go for it.
There must be another one, because one of Roger's far too clear.
Characters in The Mikado.
Yeah, Ming.
No, not Pan. Not that I know of, anyway.
Oh, Pan's a character in
6 are wet. This is from photography, is it not?
Stop bath.
Stop bath.
Fogging.
Fogging, yes.
Alf the alien.
Don't talk. Is there any of his abilities don't talk, or is...
Alf and Paul are both aliens.
Aliens. Ming is Ming the Merciless. Potentially, the mule is also, but he's from...
Remember they were.
Okay.
Zenyatta Mondata. 5x5 is
5x5.
25.
I think 5x5 is radio. I think I'm going to try no parlor.
Muffin the Mule.
I've left out negative.
Muffin.
No, that's all gone. Potentially, or possibly Paul.
Could Pan be an alien? It's ringing a terrible bell as to what Pan is, and I can't think.
I think the mule is going to be from the aliens because of
I'll try that with it.
Shake.
We've got a minute left.
Is there anything we can do with surnames with Alf, Roger and Paul and then something else like Alf Campbell, Roger Campbell, Paul... Oh, Ming Campbell isn't spelt like that, is it? That's embarrassing.
And think what would be left after we've taken out aliens and radio terminology.
Oh, because Pan is radio, isn't it?
Is it?
Is it? Oh, you might be right. Oh, you may be right. So let's stick that in. Yes! Excellent.
Right.
3 strikes and you're out now.
So we have aliens.
You've got about 20
We'll
seconds.
try and get
Shaky,
try
no
3 combinations of
Carly.
aliens.
I can't identify what the other link should. Yeah.
10 seconds now.
That one.
Yeah.
Whatever, just try 3 different things because we've got...
And that one.
Nope,
No.
that's it. You've used your 3 strikes and the wall has frozen. But well done, you've got some points for finding 2 groups. You can get more points for the connections. Fogging, fixer, stop bath, wetting agent.
They are all terms from photographic development.
They absolutely are. What about the next one? 5x5, negative, pan, Wilco.
Are all things said on radio transmission, radio communications.
That's it, they're voice procedures. You can also get points for the connections of the groups you didn't find, so let's resolve the wall. Alf, shaky, no parlay, zenyatta, mondata.
The bottom one.
I've no idea. That's not giving anything for me.
I can see you've got nothing. They are #1 albums of the 1980s. And the last group, Roger, the Mule, Ming and Paul.
Are they all alien baddies?
No,
I'll take aliens,
Aliens.
extraterrestrials. Fictional aliens, it says
Well,
in my notes.
Yes, they're
Not like all those real...
ones, though.
Yeah, it's not one of the real alien kings. OK, so 2 points for the groups that you found and 3 more points for the connections. That's a total of 5. The software engineers will now be ushered out by a cloaked figure and the Europhiles will be ushered in to face a new connecting wall. 16 fresh clues still need sorting in the same way. It's the water wall for you, Europhiles. Good luck with it. You have 2.5 minutes, starting now.
Oh, goodness. What's that one?
Parabolic.
Number 2. Oh, hang on. Malleus.
Didoma.
Oh, hang on.
Because it's
Cochlea, lobe.
yeah, right.
Hippopede. Okay, Delphi. That was that place in ancient Greeks. Where else? Maybe Aladdin. And oh, hang on. That's a theatre. But with a letter missing.
Okay.
Oh,
I see, right, yes.
Palladium globe.
Yes.
Adelphi. No, there's nothing
Okay,
that goes
yes.
before.
Apollo.
Right, okay. Right, so go back to those curves. Yeah, parabola, helix. Malleus could be, but I
Yes.
think that's in the ear as well.
It's Tractrix.
Yep. Okay, I'm just I'm
Let's do
wondering.
it.
Yeah, cochlea, malleus, Epidurus. Epidurus sounds like it could
Epi is usually a prefix for skin.
skin,
Right,
so it
yes.
could be like the outside. Trix. Which of the parabola? Yeah.
You've got a minute left.
Helix, Tractrix, numbers, words that ends in which of I see? That's presumably that's the only one that can be pictured as a person.
Yes.
Didima, Tractrix,
Which is that?
Epidurus. No. I mean, cochlea can only be in
Yes.
the ear, I'm sure.
What about cotton?
Organ
30 seconds now.
Malleus.
Malleus, Epidurus. Try with Didima instead.
Have a bone
Anything else? Oh, no. Hippopede is horseshoe. Malleus, Tractrix.
Oh, that's also an arc then, just like a parabola.
Oh, that's it. Your time's up and the wall's frozen. OK, but you get a point for the group you found, and if you can tell me what connects them, I'll give you another point. Alladium, Apollo, Delphi, Lobe.
They're all London theatres with the first letter missing.
Very well spotted. You add a letter to get Palladium, Apollo, Adelphi and Globe. You can also, of course, get points for the connections in the groups you didn't find, so let's resolve the wall. Dodona, Epidurus, Didima, Abai.
people from ancient Greek mythology, but beyond that, we're stuck.
They're not. They're the sites of oracles. They're places where you would find an oracle. The next group, organ of Corti, helix, malleus, cochlea.
They're parts of the ear.
Those are the parts of the ear. And the last group, parabola, tractrix, witch of Agnesi, hippopede.
The last one I think is horsefoot,
Okay.
but what's that?
Agnesi is
I need
down.
you to give an answer.
Oh,
Yes.
they're
Sorry?
all arcs, curves.
They are mathematical curves. So, a point for the group you found and 3 more points for the connections. That's a total of 4 points. Let's have a look at the scores. The Europhiles have 6 points, the software engineers have 8. And if our teams feel like hitting something with a hammer, they can go to our website where they'll find lots of connecting walls and they can even submit their own. But first, they're going to have to play round 4. That's where we'll decide the place in the final by missing vowel. Fingers on buzzers teams. I can tell you that the first group are all things served cold. Europhiles?
Gazpacho.
Correct. More familiar to me, perhaps. American beer. Next clue.
Revenge.
Europhiles?
Revenge.
That's right. Don't know this one. It's ice cream. Next category, opening words from novels. Europhiles?
The past is a foreign country.
Correct. No, from Anna Karenina, happy families are all alike. Next clue. Engineers?
It was the day my grandma.
I'm afraid you must lose a point, Europhiles. Do you know it? No, too long. From the Crow Road, it was the day my grandmother exploded. Next clue. Europhiles?
Call me Ishmael.
From Moby Dick. Next category, members of the family Mustelidae, weasels. Europhiles?
Wolverine.
Correct. Engineers?
Honey badger.
Correct. Engineers?
No, sorry.
You lose a point. Do you know it, Europhiles? Too long? It's sea otter. Next clue. But you don't have time to give me the answer, which would have been ermine, because that bell means the end of the quiz. And draping themselves in ermine are new finalists with 11 points. It's the Europhiles. And in honourable second place with 7, it's the software engineers. Sorry to see you go, engineers. You've been a great team. You've quizzed really well. Thank you very much for playing.
Thank you.
And congratulations to you, Europhiles. We'll be seeing you in the final.
Thank you.
Very well done. So please join me next week for that final of Only Connect. There'll be a live audience of millions watching the football on the other side, but we'll be here as usual, so do bear us in mind. Goodbye.